And we're going to start the last contest for tonight, which is going to be Caerliss versus Melloona in the finals here.
All right.
Waiting for pre-bans to go through. Okay. And we're starting here.
SSB and Fights and Ibri both being pre-banned. I think it makes sense.
And it's interesting, we do see a first pick Kayron from Caerliss here, just going with the damage. Melloona picking up DN.
The Soul Weaver classic.
Yes.
I'm noticing a lot of my guildmates have Ambitious Tywin as their rep. I think I'll have to have a discussion about that later. But yeah, DN Crow, a very, very standard, very supportive, but also high-threatening core. Vivian being hovered.
Vivian would be a very interesting pick here if Melloona does decide to pick Vivian, because we haven't seen a single Vivian yet. And Baiken?
Oh, what?
Is this gonna be the first Baiken we see?
That would actually be very, very cool.
No, looks like we're not getting the Baiken so far.
Okay.
Looks like Melloona's teasing us here with all these other random picks.
Stop flexing, boy. Not all of us have spez.
Takes up the Aravi.
You know, I first saw the spez buff, by the way, and heavily farmed on his Mystic banner, but that was before Pity existed.
And you can get.
I got five kitty Clarisses.
Pog. Worth.
Oh, rip. Unfortunate.
And we see a late Arbiter Villager pickup by Caerliss.
And there's the Pawn Cecilia to round off the team. Give himself a bit more self-sustaining damage mitigation.
So, to be honest, like, Caerliss' team has 4 AoEs, not to mention we know that Caerliss is Lilius and Fallen Cecilia does do quite a bit of damage. He might not be as worried about the Spectre Tenebria as normal.
Very true. We see the Bazaar come out, potentially because he can mitigate both the Maid Chloe and the Fallen Cecilia, serving as a double counter. Makes sense as a logical pick. We'll see how the bans go.
Waiting for the bans to go through. Melloona thinking real hard on these bans here. Okay, bans are through. DN banned.
Makes sense.
And Arbiter Villager banned, yeah. So definitely expected here.
Yeah. The DN ban especially makes a lot of sense because there's so much AoE to deal with Spectre Tenebria that getting rid of the sustain and a lot of the utility really cripples Melloona. Yeah, sorry. I'm tired, it's late.
Alright. So the biggest thing here is Bazaar gonna land the unbuffable on Kayron. Nope. Moonlight Dreamblade Kayron though. So definitely gonna have a hard time landing anything there. And also missed on Lilius. Maid Chloe resisted. Only unbuffable there on the team is on Fallen Cecilia, which definitely makes Bazaar a lot less useful here from this first turn.
Yeah. It was not only a dud of a turn, but the fact that Bazaar hasn't provided as much and is a squishy target, setup fodder for a KO on S3 really hurts.
A little bit surprising here, to be honest, because one thing I'm definitely surprised about here is that they were able to land the provoke onto Crow, because I imagine Melloona's Crow would have good amount of effect resistance there.
Barring FCC, Caerliss is in a very, very set up spot.
All these buffs, the skill nullifiers and everything. Caerliss definitely has the advantage right now.
100%. Going for the S1, which is the right play. Just working on that Spectre Tenebria. There's no point in necessarily Bassar or anything, obviously, because they'll die to the splash anyway. Moonlight Dreamblade, again, not being able to land his debuffs at all. Melloona's looking like he's in a really rough spot.
Melloona does have a lot of souls available though, but he does have the blind debuff on Spectre Tenebria right now, which is going to make the first turn here possibly invalid. Yep, missing guaranteed.
He's going to go for it, and he does cycle off the hit chance debuff, but the protection for
the Moonlight Dreamblade doing a lot of work here.
That's the 5th proc, and he just throws it in.
Melloona just throws in the towel, says, "I'm done." First match goes to Caerliss.
Yep, MLDB wins.
The Moonlight Dreamblade definitely putting a lot of work there. That especially in the first turn, not being able to get the unbuffable onto Kayron there.
Yeah, 100%. The first turn was massive. Granted, with a 20% for MLDB, but also 50% chance just to miss straight up. The odds were in Caerliss's favor on that coin flip. But the close to 100% proc rate on Kayron's MLDB must be tilting. We're seeing the Spectre Tenebria ban from Caerliss, which is interesting. Because it seemed like he dealt with her extremely well. Maybe he's trying to change things up again.
Okay, Melloona taking the Kayron DN this time. And kind of interesting, Caerliss actually... Yeah, it's kind of interesting how Caerliss banned the Spectre Tenebria, considering he didn't have too much trouble with her last round there.
Dealt with it so well. I will say the Japanese voice pack. Probably the best change for the set off. Except Carmen. Well, I mean, can't play public.
Picks up Bassar again.
Caerliss going with double reviver, which is very interesting. We're all coming back to play after not being seen for quite some time, except maybe in the first set, I think.
And it's kind of interesting that Caerliss right now only really has the one damage dealer, being Arbiter Vildred, on his team. And we see the MLK pick. Gonna put the chicken up. Gonna hide the bands, and we'll just see. It's gonna be an interesting one. Is Panshui gonna be proven correct?
While we wait for pre-bans to be locked, I'd like to take moments to talk about our fake sponsor, Genshin Impact. Please give me a closed beta test key.
The closed beta test is over.
It's over. They're gonna be
then I'm salty.
Official release really soon, I think.
Okay. Well, then I'm announcing my search for friends. Thank you.
What the heck?
To play with me.
All right. Match underway.
Alrighty.
Bassar this time, going for the strip. Gets the crit on the MLK though.
Visar, it is not your day, buddy. Not your day at all. But he does land everything, obviously. Dion setting up shop and also trying to mitigate some of the damage dealt to Visar. Deciding how to use Garon's turn. Time's up soon.
Goes for the...
I don't know if that was I clicked S3 or if he ran out of time. It did show the clock ticking down.
I'm really curious if that was a misclick hit there, or it being timed out.
Yeah. Is it only my thing that has the lag sound?
Yeah, there's a little bit of lag.
Okay. Dion does have barrier, so that stun's negated. Don't think Visar is gonna. Oh, he is gonna. Okay. Does not crit the ammo can. There we go.
Curious what Caerliss is gonna use here. Goes for the heal on herself, on Ruel.
Karen's forced to hit and crit the Sentinel can right now. He's gonna pop a Vildred right off the bat. Interesting that the shield did not break on the counter from Emma Ken, potentially due to the
attack down
debuffs,
with a miss.
Yeah, the debuffs.
Ooh, and that crit. That DN shield did not work there.
See the opportunity. Should he choose to use it? Chooses to say it. I think that's smart.
And the blind debuff here on Aravi. Ooh.
Doesn't matter apparently.
If he went for the skill 3 there, I wonder if he would have killed that.
The damage would have been dealt. It would have killed, but I don't think he wanted to risk the 50-50. Critting through anti-crit and miss debuff.
But Kieran should have skill 3 up here. Probably gonna go for the
execute. It's gonna
execute
on RP. Has to.
Yeah, he has to. Like, even if he misses, it's guaranteed here at least, right?
Yeah. Everything else is way too risky. Of course, he gets the crit. He should.
Oh my
gosh! Should have attacked someone else.
But that was the safe play. That was the correct choice.
It was the correct play. Yes.
It was risky to go for anyone else.
Players are checking on their turns. Goes for the revive onto RB. It'll be interesting to see what combat readiness he comes back at.
Should be pretty close. He should be taking. Oh, wait.
Oh. He still has made S3, right? That's probably why.
Interesting.
Protecting the ammo can. Interesting, yeah.
Meloona's Ravi actually took the turn instead of the make Chloe, so that's not a free revive.
The blind debuff seems like it's not really doing anything here, to be honest.
It's not, yeah.
Indeed.
But that turn order is rather functional and powerful, I think, for Caerliss.
Oh, that's actually pretty smart.
It's not RB.
Oof. Oh my god, that RB damage on the Aravi and DN though.
And he just refreshed the hit debuff.
Yeah.
Which is just more fear for the S3. But with Ruel so ridiculously low right now, there isn't a question that an S3 is the right play. Just to, bring back, try to stabilize. But is Visar worth reviving at this point?
That's what I'm curious about, because he doesn't have any debuffs up, right? So even if he gets a revive off, he gets the next turn, what is he gonna do? Just get a stun?
Yeah, he doesn't have cooldowns. He does go for it. Yeah, he's got to. He got this. Hit chance is a lie. Hit chance is a lie. I will say that straight up.
Yeah, Basar has all his cooldowns, so not really gonna do too much there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's a dud of a turn, but DN should have barrier right now, so he can stabilize right here.
Or will the Emil can kill everybody?
Yeah, MLK will probably kill everybody, but we'll see.
Oh, MLK still has skill 3, right?
Yup.
Oh, he does. That's unfortunate for Melloona here.
He hasn't taken too much of a turn.
Yeah, most MLKs are rather
Here it
slow.
comes.
Here's the soul
gosh.
burn.
Do we
That's
see the
soul burn.
crit?
Either way, it should be game.
Wow.
Oh,
that is
Oof.
game.
That's game. Yeah.
That round 2. Very unlikely that a Ravi can come back from this, unless this is maybe like a counter a Ravi.
Yeah, and she'd have to at least lap MLK. Counter off of the mid Chloe, then lap the MLK.
Oh, just kidding. That's it.
Just kidding.
That's kidding.
That's game.
That's game.
That's game. It's very much so game. That's
for the
very
extra
much so game.
For the extra BM, he gets another stun.
Oh my god. Welcome
All
to
right.
X7.
And that's the Mei Chloe on Abyssal Crown, it looks like. Alright. Second round goes to Caerliss. What's wrong with that? Alright. Picks going
I thought
through.
that was Tywin.
Pre-bans are Spectre Tenebria and Seaside Melloona.
Again, interesting that Caerliss keeps banning Spectre Tenebria, given that he's shown how well he could deal with it.
Maybe it's like a personal thing, like he just doesn't like having to deal with Spectre Tenebria. I feel like it might be a risky unit for him to let go through.
We're seeing the same introductory core with DN Crow that has worked rather well for most participants in the tournament every round.
For sure.
Just unfortunate that I don't think anti-crit or miss debuff was impactful at all the previous couple games.
Definitely, like, that's what I always say, love-hate relationship with DN. When she works, great. When she doesn't, never want to use her again. Very unreliable in times, I would say, in certain situations. Ooh.
This is the first time we've seen Bassar come out to play earlier on. Melloona hovering the Cerise to speed challenge.
Are we going to see the Cerise, though?
I don't know. Cerise to me is a rather niche unit that a lot of the faster players, such as Tryhard, have put to good work.
I mean, I do know that Melloona does have pretty good speed gear there, from what I know. So I'm curious if he put his best speed gear onto Cerise, though.
It's definitely possible, though we did see him use Bazaar on the previous round. I don't know if he would have,
very true.
both of them geared when he was re-gearing for the tournament. Decides to commit with the Arabi again. She did put in work. She did do a lot. Critting through that miss debuff like a champion. But by the same margin, are we going to see ya boy come back to play?
We'll see the Arbiter Vildred, and
we see the edgy boy, but are we going to see the best boy? Wouldn't really make that much sense given that Melloona has more single target, sans Caesarata. So we wouldn't be forced to hit again until much later.
Caerliss hovering over Ruel? Gonna take the Mei-Chloe instead.
Yeah, does commit, and that does make more sense.
Giving the team attack buff.
Yeah, attack buff, more of an offensive comp. And we know this is not an Alexis basket K-run, unless he has two that I haven't seen.
That would be interesting.
Some of us do that. Some of us do that. Some of us have multiple copies of the same unit build. Yeah. So setting up the attack buff preemptively makes sense.
Alencia. Gonna have to put up chicken for the bans, but seeing Alencia picked up by Melloona is pretty interesting there. Maybe to counter the Mei-Chloe there.
Yeah.
Bans go
Trip isn't
through.
something we.
DN and Kayron, which is interesting there. I'm surprised DM was banned considering Basar was available on the field, but maybe Caerliss was afraid that Melloona would go for the Basar ban.
Yeah.
In case Caerliss decided to ban Champions Route. But because of this, Champion Zerato
doing his thing.
Counters, giving back the unbuffable.
Though at any point in time, Caerliss does have the S3 cleanse from Lilius available, should he choose. Looking like a rather squishy Basar. And if I'm noticing correctly, I did not see any damage yet on Lilius. So it's not Aureus.
Ooh.
The stun on Alencia hurts. But as we know, Maid Chloe is half mage. So, like, it makes sense.
That's gonna hurt.
That's tilting to see, unfortunately. But yes, Basar S1 was the correct play. I don't think he was necessarily fishing for the stun, rather than just knowing that he can't S2, fearing the Caesarado countering the Basar. And then from this point, the cards are heavily stacked in Caerliss' favor.
Especially granted the fact that Melloona's team has taken so much damage overall now already.
Yeah. And then there's the dual attack from the Arbiter Vildred, and then the greater attack buff. That looks like game.
That definitely looks like game there.
You see the emote there. What a good sport.
And yeah, I really don't see
the respect emote back from there. The same one. That's GG.